My name is Danielle Roybal, and I've had the pleasure of knowing Dr. Stephen Cochran for the last few years. And I'm greatly impressed with who he is as a person. Not only is he genuine, authentic, humble, cares about the community, he did an excellent job while he was a trustee on the Del Mar Union School Board. I am a community member, and I found him to be open to feedback. I found him to really care about the community and the children, the families in the community. He was active, he was very involved. We as a community highly respect him. We as a community hold him in the highest regard, and we believe that he would be an excellent superintendent, not just at Lakeside, but at any community that is willing to, any community that can see who he is as a person. Not only is he impressive on paper, Dr. Cochran holds a PhD. He's also a special education lawyer, very knowledgeable in the law, yet very calm, very calm demeanor, very helpful demeanor, and he does his best to balance all sides of an issue. And I think that's one of his strengths, is you can count on him to look at all sides of an issue. He does not quickly jump to conclusions. He listens to all sides of an issue, which is very important, very necessary as a superintendent. He has my complete recommendation. I know that he will be excellent at this. In fact, if you don't hire him as a superintendent, I know other districts will come looking for him. So it would be to Lakeside's, it would behoove Lakeside to hire him. He is an excellent candidate. My complete recommendation, and I know that other community members in the area, the vast majority, probably in the entire community, would say the same. And so I think that you have a wonderful, not just employee, person, friend. Dr. Cochran is the kind of person that once you meet him, he quickly becomes a friend, and he will be someone that people will be very glad to know years down the road. Just knowing him and the way that he affects others, the way that he touches others by his humility and his eagerness to help and his knowledge of the law and his desire to help children, I think is evident. You can see it in any conversation that you have with him.
Hello, my name is Janice Holowka. I know Dr. Cochran as an educational consultant, and I've worked with him over the last few years. I believe in Dr. Cochran's commitment to transparency and accountability, and his commitment to any community that he lives in or represents or works in. I think it's very important to have a superintendent that's engaged with every single community member and and is committed to the students and their parents, and has a collaborative relationship with staff. And I understand that the Board of Trustees' most important role is to hire a superintendent that can effectively uh, respond to the day-to-day operations and also communicate with the board. Um, with Dr. Cochran's background in law and special education, I believe he'd be the perfect superintendent to work collaboratively with the board in order to avert litigation, and also to inform the board about any issues in order for um, I also believe that Dr. Cochran is a great out-of-the-box thinker, and he would be an asset to Lakeside Union. Hello, I'm Janice Holowka, an educational consultant, and I'm talking with Danielle Roybal, a Del Mar Union community member and former candidate for Del Mar Union School Board.
Hi,
We
Janice. How are you?
Good. We would like to talk about our recommendations for Dr. Stephen Cochran. So, um,
I think we
Danielle.
both agree on this, and we've known Dr. Cochran for quite a few years now, and both Janice and I are very much impressed with um, Dr. Cochran's ability to um, manage conflicting interests at the table. And we've seen him in action as we've both referred clients over to Dr. Cochran as a special education lawyer. And we've witnessed conversations that he's had with community members that are very conflicted with the district because, for whatever reason, they were not obtaining the services that they needed for their children. And Dr. Cochran did a wonderful job of listening to their concerns, making sure that he would be available to them, and also calming them down and reassuring them that he'd be able to help. And those were not empty promises. He also followed up with the families and was able to reach favorable solutions with the district without the need of litigation. And I think that's very important because as you go through the different districts within San Diego or within California, you'll see that there's sometimes litigation into the millions in the districts, and that's money that comes from the general fund. And so Dr. Cochran strongly believes that the money should go to the children. And so he does this by making sure that families obtain the services they need and balancing it with the needs of the district. So the fact that Janice and I have seen this in action with the community already, we feel confident with our recommendation saying that he will definitely do this as a superintendent as well.
And I would like to add that I've worked with various school districts in North County, San Diego. And I know, thus I know that all school districts have different needs. And so I feel that Dr. Cochran, having been an educator of educators, it really knows that all students are different, and especially with his expertise in special education, he's invaluable in recognizing that children learn differently, and also being able to educate general education teachers as well as special education teachers in meeting the needs of each student and then working collaboratively with parents. It's particularly important at the elementary school level because, and especially with Lakeside Union having a large um, um, percentage of socioeconomically disadvantaged and English learner students and students with disabilities, I think it's important to have a superintendent that um, is able to address the unique needs of every child as well as neurotypical children. And I think as a superintendent, he will not be in the classroom day to day, but he will be acting in oversight of the operations of the district. And so therefore, I think his supervisory role as a teacher who's educated the educators is very important, especially since he's observed different educators in the classroom as they support students from all different backgrounds. And also, I think that collaboration with parents is very important because some of the superintendents are not willing to meet with community members, get to know their communities, and, have a lot of open collaboration with them. But with Dr. Cochran, I've leaned on him in many different ways for his advice and his opinions on addressing the needs of all different children across different school districts. So I can say that I am very confident to highly recommend Dr. Cochran for the role of Lakeside Union's superintendent.
And I want to echo Janice's sentiments and at the same time want to say, when I first met Dr. Cochran, he was a mentor. I learned a lot about how to run effectively for a campaign, how to run a campaign, how to run for school board from Dr. Cochran. So his role in it was originally that of a mentor, but then as I got to know him, switched over to a friend. And I can say that both Janice and I can say that we feel blessed that we can count on him as a friend.
Mhm,
And still a mentor in many ways. We do often consult with him and go to him because both Janice and I are child advocates. So we do go to Dr. Cochran to consult on cases. And each time the advice that he gives us is right, it's relevant, it's right on point, it's specific to the child, and it's cost effective. It's something that advice that helps us to be able to reduce litigation within the districts as well. So with that said, I think we both agree that he has the highest recommendation
mhm.
from both
And
of
I
us.
also consider him to be a mentor in different ways because I've just his opinion and his perspective in addressing different students with unique needs has been invaluable, but also his, his background in supporting students' executive functioning because it's not just students with disabilities that often have needs in executive functioning. I think that to some degree, every student has some needs in organizational, and his ability to teach not just children, but including me as an adult, to learn how to learn has been an invaluable relationship to be able to rely on him for support. And I think that your community, not only the students, but the parents and the staff and the administrators would come to rely on him as a mentor and a friend. And, it's because he's very invested in making every individual the best they can be.